Hi guys, Mr. P here and welcome to episode 3 of Taking Teaching Back. Now I just want to start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who has watched, liked, commented and shared on the other 2 videos. I really do appreciate it. I know these take a bit more of a serious tone than the other videos, but I think it's really important we start having this chat about the way that we're doing things. And it's amazing to hear from so many teachers who are taking these videos back into their schools and actually having discussions and opening up that dialogue. And it's great to hear that some schools are really moving forward off the back of them, which is exactly what I want from these videos. So if you've not yet watched the first 2, please follow the links above and give them a watch. So episode 1 was talking all about the phrase book scrutinies and how that is creating a toxic culture in schools as far as accountability by judging teachers purely by what goes in the books. And then episode 2 was all about the fear in education and actually how at this point now it isn't necessarily Ofsted that's driving that fear, but a lot of leaderships who aren't taking on board what Ofsted are now saying and still working to this old model, which is, you know, adding a lot to workload. So just to give you a bit of context about where this video is going to go, I was approached not so long ago by a company who wanted to pay me to do some promo for their product on my Facebook page. Now, that's something fairly new to me. I've never been asked to pay for anything. If I ever share things through my Facebook page, it's always because it's something that I actually like and use in class and just want to share. And it's lucky that I get to run sort of competitions and share that with you guys. But this company were willing to sort of give me money, and it'd be quite easy for me to sort of go, yeah, that's fine. But unfortunately, in the company's title was the word SATs. So it was a no from me. And you probably never noticed this, and I'm not going to make it out like I've never done this before. A few years back I probably have shared some stuff, but for the past couple of years I've made it very clear that I will not share any resources that specifically link to the SATs tests. So I don't like to share resources that are promoting the sort of SATs culture that we've created in primary schools. So I don't want to promote this idea that I think it's okay that schools spend money and time in class on resources that are specifically linked to the type of questions children will be facing, and actually thinking it's okay and deeming this that's the right idea of education. It's not. Education is much bigger than that. So the resources that I recommend and I share are all about seeing the bigger picture, where you will make progress, you will have impact, but with that comes so much more than just specific results in these sort of tests. And that is what this video is going to be about, SATs tests, and how I feel these are doing more harm than good in schools. Please don't take this as me bashing testing and thinking we shouldn't be doing testing. No, I don't mind testing. Testing can be one of the most powerful tools to assess children's learning, but that's not what SATs are anymore. SATs have evolved into this, it's just horrible, the sort of pressure that both teachers are under and putting that pressure and stress onto children. Just to give you an example, I saw a resource shared by a company the other week which was a well-being guide to SATs. Think about that for a second, a well-being guide for SATs. How have we got to this point? Now listen, that's not me having a bash at that company, by the way. That's fine if, you know, there's clearly a need for that resource. The point I'm making, why have we got to this point? Why have we got to this point? How has it evolved, these tests, which when I sat them, I didn't even know what they were called. I didn't even know what they were. I didn't even know how well I did. But now, most classrooms in year 6 don't do much other than prep for these tests. So in year 6, which when I was at school was the best year in my life, is now a year where we lose children because we work in this system where we don't actually educate children in year 6 anymore. We just prep them for these tests. And it's wrong. Now the actual content of these tests is probably another video, but it's the accountability that comes with them. The fact that for me as a teacher, I'm judged on the outcomes of these tests and the school is judged on the outcomes of these tests. I don't blame any teacher or any school who aren't putting their sole focus on getting results in these tests and sort of doing that by any means necessary. So how many year 6 kids now up and down the country will do nothing over the next 3 months and be prepped for these tests? And the teachers in May going, right children, today's the day. Today's the day we're doing the SATs test. You know the SATs test that I've not stopped talking about all year, and I've spent most of my budget on practice papers for you to work through, and we've done those lunchtime booster clubs, those after school booster clubs. Well, today is the day you're doing the SATs, so you best pass them. You best pass them. Listen, no pressure or anything, but I really need you to pass these tests. What's that? Why? I'm not going to get into it to children, but there's something called performance-related pay. So listen, for me to go up the pay scale, I need you to pass these tests. And if you don't, well, you're a failure. And we're going to put you on a path now where you stay a failure for the rest of your school career. So whenever there's something fun happening, like we've got a visitor for an assembly, you're not going to be doing it. You're going to be doing intervention groups coming at your backside to the next set of tests. Work with a county a while ago, and what they've done, the local authorities got rid of all their middle schools, and they were deeming middle schools to not be as successful because they weren't getting the same results as primaries with year 6 SATs. And when I spoke to teachers, it was quite clear why, because the middle schools couldn't mess about with the timetable like primaries. So middle schools were timetabled like secondaries, and so you'd have your math lesson, you'd have your English lesson, and then it would go on. Whereas in primary, everything else goes out the window and it's just maths, English, maths, English. So if you think about the sort of foundation subjects, they won't be being covered, and it's wrong. And you've got Ofsted now saying, when we come into your school, we want to see a broad and balanced curriculum. Well, you're not going to have that happening if you're judging schools by the outcomes of these tests. And that sort of league table comparing schools by the outcomes of this test, it's just wrong, because most schools flipping cheat. Most schools cheat. I'll talk about writing assessment in another video, but you've got all that going on. Booster clubs, all this sort of stuff. You know, I was reading about a school where they were under that much pressure, they just hammered the kids for these tests. Lunchtime after schools, booster groups, here, there and everywhere. They got a decent set of results, then Ofsted came in and gave them good. How is that a good school? How is that a good school when you're just playing the game to get results? Now you might be watching this video and be thinking, we're not like that in our school, and if that's the case, fantastic, you know, you're braver than some. And please don't think that I'm having a go. I'm not having a go at schools, and I'm not having a go at teachers. But it's this sort of culture working in now, and the way it's got with these tests, it's just wrong. And it really, really does frustrate me, because there is a better way. As we know, education is not a one size fits all. And there is a better way, you know. And it's not necessarily about getting rid of tests. Testing can be a great way of assessing pupils' progress, and we can create a culture where it's not a stressful experience for young people. But because of the accountability that's linked to these tests at the minute, it is causing a lot of stress, anxiety and worry, not just on teachers but on pupils as well. So again, it's a discussion to have. I'd love to know your thoughts, and by all means you're welcome to agree, disagree with anything I say on these videos, but please understand that I'm coming from a viewpoint of a very, very passionate teacher, someone who just wants the absolute best for these young people that I work with. So as always, love to know your thoughts. Please do comment, share, let me know what you think. Please make sure you do subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any other videos. So I reckon next one, I think we might need to actually have a chat about the content of the tests we're putting children through as well, because that's something else that really, really winds me up. But until next time, keep doing the amazing job that you're doing. See you again soon.